what I get for making plans and saying it on YouTube. Because now my stalker's over there. Ain't no panhandling there today. Same sign. Same he's a veteran. Whether he is or not, he's a creepy bastard. Make sure I keep filming this OB. Come on, jerk. What do? I make sure that I document it.
How's it going?
Horrible, my stalker's out here again.
Oh.
Yep. On the bright side, at least he took the spot that I was going to panhandle at. That's what I get for saying let me use it again. It's not illegal for him to sit there, so I'm just in here hiding.
Well, I hope your day gets better.
It will. There's Starbucks folks here.
Of course.
doing anything illegal technically.
And I don't have to bring my dad, so I can just go and walk out the door. Okay. All right. I just don't know where to put it.
At least here, you can go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay.
I'm only here to complain about how horrible all of the Starbucks employees are here.
Are you guys all waiting in line? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Thanks. Start off with the more standard. Latte ice.
My dear Lord, just like Cinderella, you go. Oh,
Oh, Brett, how you doing, man? I thought that was you, and I thought it was
educated, trying to get someone to go in with me so we can create some effective change instead of just talking about it. Also, I'm wondering what the hell this peg goes to. Obviously, it's a hollow peg, and we can tell that by the sound. But how far back is it hollow? Just kidding, it's not. It's solid. Machine crimpings on both sides. Machined head. The garbage I find, right? Most of the time I just pick this shit up so it doesn't go through either a tire or a windshield. There's a gentleman who's supposed to meet me at 12. It is 12:26. I did get a hold of him earlier to let him know. Let's see.
Hi, you've reached Jim Roberts. I'm not here right now, but if you leave me a message, I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for calling. Bye.
Can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Hey Jim, it's Sean. I'm still over here at the library. I was gonna try panhandling until you showed up, but my stalker's here, so I gotta Mind my P's and Q's. Anyway, I was calling because it's almost 12:30. I know life happens, so no hatred or anything from my end. Give me a call back when you can. Thank you. Bye. There's a lot of these folks here that may be angry at me because they're on YouTube. But most of them have the option of having their shit taken down off of YouTube. All they gotta do is admit that that shit on YouTube happened. That's not complicated. If you want to deny that it happened, it stays up as proof that it happened. Do people not get this? Like, if you want something, you're gonna have to give something in return. There's a lot of people that wanted YouTube videos where I recorded conversations with them that showed I told the truth. Lots of people angry about that. Want those videos taken down now. Well, you should have helped me to turn that shit in to begin with so I didn't have to post it on fucking YouTube. Not rocket science. Anyway, when it comes to Cynthia, or Marie, or Mary, or... Alright, Cynthia is my favorite person at that store just because she doesn't have that bullshit thing about her. She has the, I'm a mama, and anybody around me who needs a mama is going to be protected. I did see Cynthia this morning, and no, I did not let her know about my stalker. With her, I kept it simple. I let her know that I was glad to see her. Actually, I told her she was a lot like Cinderella. She just walks by with a mop and a bucket and puts a smile on my face. Her daughter is super nice too. A lot of these folks have taken care of me in ways that my family never would. And some of those folks, when I tell them thank you, they say ignorant shit to me. Like, oh, it ain't no thing. Well, it really is. One of the popular ones around here. It ain't no thing. It's not anything I wouldn't expect my kids to do. The funny thing is when their kids come up and prove them right. I know that a lot of these people, they're limited in their professional capacity. I know that there are people that have been trouble here before that I've spoken up for just because they didn't do anything wrong. I may agree completely with the people at Safeway, but I also have to pay attention to where I am and my current living conditions. And also I have to pay attention to the fact that if I let those people's rights get railroaded, I deserve to have mine railroaded. I'm not just going to let people go over there and screw with those people's positions and prevent them from doing their jobs. If there's somebody there who might be a little bit drunk, but they're not being belligerent, well, here in Oregon, you kind of got to take the side of the drunk in that situation unless they're getting belligerent. That's much of the situation and issue that I have with Nick, is that Nick is a really nice guy, but the moment he gets that alcohol touch his lips, he's not that nice of a guy, and he wants to domineer everything. Domineer. If you don't know what that means, look it up. He wants to be in charge. His words are important, and the more he drinks, and you might have noticed this about most people that drink, The more they drink, the more it's about what they have to say. When you're talking, they don't actually hear your words. You can still continue talking right over the top of them. For the most part, they're not even going to notice that. That's one of the ways that I'm able to tell whether the people who are calling me are sober or not. When they talk over me, do they realize that that's what they're doing? No? Then they're drunk. If they realize that that's what they're doing, and they get defensive or offensive about it, then they're sober and they're just being an asshole. When it comes to people not showing up, I completely understand. Most of the time, people are not going to show up. People are going to give their word and they're not going to keep it. And when I speak up about them not keeping their word, then I'm a bad guy. Now, as you guys can tell, first of all, the lady who was going to be here on Monday, I didn't see her on Monday. The stuff that we had tried before as our contingency plan, or our backup plan, did not work the last 4 or 5 times we tried it. So, yeah, it didn't work out. Let me tell you how horrible a person she is because it didn't work out. She's not. Life happens. If you're not able to make it, you're not able to make it. How many of these people were not able to make it and apologize for not being able to make it? And despite the fact that they apologized for not being able to make it, I could have tried to play it off like, oh, well, they didn't show up, so I'll play it off like I showed up and they just didn't. Well, no. That doesn't help out the situation. Matter of fact, hopefully it'll alleviate some of the pressure on them when I'm honest about the fact that, hey, no big thing, I didn't make it either. Right now I got a mind real heavy on California. I'm worried about a friend of mine in Slab City. A friend who I've never met. But she knows a lot of the people I do, including a lot of the dead ones. She goes by Mohawk Girl. Her name is Lynn Whalen. Somebody hacked her account. I was going to go down there with medical supplies and hopefully some water about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe longer. They lose a lot of people there every year. I'm also thinking real heavy about Skid Row, Los Angeles. When I was down there last, I had people coming up and telling me they had to chop up a pedophile and feed him down the storm drain. There was drug addicts with severe issues because of severe needle use. And I just started a fire in my car on accident. That's fucking smart of me. You gotta worry about that stalker feller. Stalkers make things fucking difficult. When cops don't do anything about your stalkers, you see them in the grocery store. And all you can do is just take it. If they decide to pull some bullshit, all you can do is just take it. They'll take their time and try to find you when it's just you. That's how predators operate. Unfortunately, here in the United States, we teach women how to be predatory, as well as how to play victim and how to play on bias. I'm fine with women saying they don't need men, as long as they truly don't need men. The thing is, I don't know very many women with an actual trade. If women got rid of all of the men today, how many female electricians would teach other women to be electricians? How many of those women would actually be willing to learn? Well, to begin with, not very many. But once you realize there aren't enough electricians to go around, and that you better learn how to do that, well, then it becomes a matter of necessity. The women in the United States who are saying they don't need a man don't understand necessity, or the necessity of those trades. Mr. Roberts was the guy yesterday, or day before yesterday, who called me that it was from a number I didn't know, so I didn't call it back. But I spoke to him yesterday. He said it was him, so that's how I ended up with his number. Whatever it is that happened to him today that made him busy, well, I hope he gets back a hold of me. I really do. But this is how it ends up being most of the time. I end up hurry up and wait. Try to find something to do while I'm waiting, because having somebody else there is so incredibly important. Without somebody there, when you have to talk to the police or when you have to call Adult Protective Services, without somebody there, you're going to be talked over, blown off. The crimes committed against me by law enforcement here in the state of Oregon, not only did I record the situations, I also recorded the fact that many of these officers and agencies are under scrutiny now, as well as several of them having officers who have already been arrested. These people think they can get away with committing these crimes, and as long as people don't come together to speak up and stop it, they can. You are a human being regardless of what the United States government wants to treat you as. Whether you are a foreign immigrant or a natural-born American citizen, the fact is the Constitution is supposed to be for all of us. All of us. When it comes to turning in that stalker feller, why is it that he's still doing this after over 1.5 years, almost 2 years now? Why is it that he's still able to do this stuff? It's because the police didn't want to do their jobs. They didn't want to do their jobs in Hood River. They didn't want to do their jobs in the Dalles. They didn't want to do their jobs here. While there are plenty of witnesses that were willing to come forward, the police never tried to contact them. Fuck this goddamn country.